In today's lesson, we are talking about estimating the area of different shapes. We're using graph paper to estimate how many square units each shape contains. There are two different strategies to estimating the area of a figure. The first strategy is to count all the whole squares, then estimate the number of whole squares that could be formed with the remaining partial squares. So what I mean by that is there are 1, 2, 3, 4 total squares that are completely included in the triangle. But there are also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 partials. So I would have to count all of the leftovers or the partial squares to see if I could combine them to make a whole square. So if I look at this partial and this partial, if I combined those, that would make me another whole square. If I looked here and here, if I combined those two partials, that would give me another whole square that I could add to the total area. Then I would just count all of the squares and the partial squares that I've added together to find the entire area, or how many total squares are inside of the triangle. Using the first strategy, my area, or the amount of total squares inside of this triangle, would be around 11. And we would have to label it 11 square units. For my second strategy, I would do the same way as I started with my first strategy. I would count all of the whole squares that are included. So all of the complete squares that you see here, I would count those up. And then if I see a square that has more than half included, like this one, more than half of the squares included, I would count that as 1. And if it's less than half, like here or here, then I would not count that towards the total area. For your first activity, I want you to get a piece of graph paper and trace your foot with your shoe on or your shoe off. It's your decision. But I want you to trace your foot. So say I trace my foot with my shoe on. And what I want you to do is I want you to color all of the squares that are completely included one color, any color you'd like. So all of these are completely included, so I would color them one color, and then I would take a different color to color all my partials. So this is partially filled in, so I'd color it red. All of these are partially filled in. And then use one of your strategies that we talked about before to find the area, the total area of square units of your foot.